Oh, it's actually working today. Hi, how are you? It's Butterfly. Oh, I suppose I should have put on a better shirt. My mom gave me today this lovely necklace and earrings that my father gave to her in their early years of marriage eons ago. Why did she give it to me? Well, because it's topaz, which is my birthstone, and today is November 24th, which is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Anyway, last year, has it been a year already? Like last year, I did a birthday sort of reflections video in my library, but now my bed's in there and there's no videos being made in there because although I love the background of the books, the bed's in the way and I can't do anything but read and sleep in that room. So I've switched things around over the years, this past year, and my hair is what it is. I have something to share with you, so I'm not going to just kind of go off the cuff today, unless I veer off. I made some reflections as I was doing some kind of quiet time. I really enjoy kind of, journaling and that sort of thing. So these are, coffee stained pages that I made once upon a time, and so I've written all over them, and I'm going to read them this evening. When I've been very mature and self-indulgent, and I made my own birthday party. Yay! So today I am 49 years old, and that hair is going to bug me. It has an attitude, just like me. So I am 49 years old, and when I was younger, I looked up to people who were 49, and I just thought that was just so old. Now I realize that old is a relative term, and I certainly feel experienced. And we get questions like, if you were to do it all over again, what would you change? And those kind of questions, really, they cease to stump me at this point in my life, because although there were some tragic, horrible, terrible, rotten, abusive, nasty things that have happened to me that I felt shame about because I was victimized and I was, just all these nasty, ugly things. The thing is that it made me who I am. And would I change those things? In theory, sure, okay, I would change those things, but sure as shit, other things would have happened to me, because we're here on this planet, on this earth, in this life, in this place, in this time, to learn stuff. You're hearing my birds talk. They're just kind of, they're providing the ambiance music. So I have two little budgies, so they're just, hope it doesn't bother you. So we are here to learn. And so if I were to change some of the things that have happened before, we talk about the theory of butterfly effect. If something happens, then there's a cascade of events, and then eventually there's, a thing that happens over here. Domino effects, this thing happens over here, and there's a cascade of effects that happen. It's so cute to see my birds just kind of, with their beaks close to each other, chattering. So would I change something? Yeah, I guess theoretically, but there are some people who've lived worse things than me, and I have plenty to cry about, when I get triggered. So I don't need worse things to happen to me. So I'll just take the lessons that I've learned. The time is done. Those lessons are learned, and I know how to protect myself, and I know how to kind of better set myself up for success and not make the same mistakes. Why? Because those are the mistakes that I made, right? So no, I think 49 years old is a good age, and I don't want to be 12 again, and I don't want to be 19 again, and I don't want to be, 30 again. So onward and upward as far as that's concerned. Listen, so tonight I made my own birthday plans. We're going to the restaurant, there's always the thing about, how are we going to do birthday? And it's usually kind of a last minute thing with a few people around the table and, do we want a cake or not? And then it falls upon my aging mom to kind of, make some emergency cake or for us to run out and get an ice cream cake. And then we have to, decide what we want to eat. And it just seems to be a whole big rigmarole. And then there's a bunch of people who I just don't get to see often enough in my life. And so I want them to come to dinner as well. And also there's the added bonus that, people don't, there's different components of my life. Like I go to school and there's my friends there. And then there's like my family, and they don't see me with friends because they don't come out to the same things that I have because we have different interests. So, my mom ends up seeing me. She says, "You're alone on the couch. You have to get out and do stuff." I'm like, "Mom, I have a full life. You just don't see me because when you see me, I'm sitting, or just like at home because you're not going to see me in the places where I'm at." So she sees me when I'm home, and when I'm home, there's not like a whole herd of cattle around. So I'm usually kind of, task oriented or sitting quietly recouping from all the tasks that I've completed. So the added bonus to having, doing my own birthday party is that people get to meet each other. So in a few hours, some of my family who are here in town are going to be coming to dinner at a restaurant, which has lots of different types of foods. That probably won't please everybody, but I picked a restaurant. You're talking more now that I'm talking. Do you know that? I'm talking now, and so you're just chatting at the storm. When I was quiet and reflecting and listening and writing, you were all kinds of quiet. Anyway, so they're all going to meet each other tonight. I'll have to bear that in mind next time I do a video. I'll probably have to put a blanket over the cage or whatever. I let them out of the cage so they're out, so that the room is closed. I'm spending time in here so they can fly around if they want to, and I'll keep that in mind for next time. Anyways, I just wanted to touch base with you today, and I really want to share this with you. So what I'm going to do is, because we're going to be having food and stuff around, and because I'm expecting probably about at least 20 people at the table. We're going to have a long table in a restaurant, and everybody's going to have their different whatever to eat. I don't want any sauces getting into my journal that I'm going to be putting into my book of shadows, my journal, my whatever binder I end up putting it in. So I'm, kind of laminating things with these plastic sleeves. But for right now, we have tea-stained or coffee-stained pages, and I'm going to read this to you. So it's a different format from the birthday reflections that I gave you last year. I didn't even listen to my birthday reflections that I gave you last year. But, kind of in keeping with spiritual, development and mental health. This is my journey thus far. And by the way, next year I'm going to be a big 5-0, and I have 364 days to plan for it. So I think, depending on how, I'm sure this evening's going to go swimmingly well, but I think I'm going to take it upon myself and be completely arrogant and self-serving and rent a room next year and have a fun time for the more people who matter in my life, because I just feel such a sense of accomplishment that over the years I no longer have, I'm no longer as plagued by depression as I used to be, and I'm out and about a lot more. And although I still feel drained and tired at times, I'm learning more about I'm just learning more about that. I think I have also anxiety, and one of the symptoms is fatigue. One of the symptoms of anxiety is fatigue. I'm going to talk to you about that at some point if I can remember, make a video if you're interested. And so I'm dealing with that in a different way. There's like this book that I'm going through. This one right here, workbook. I'm going through all the exercises. And so I'm just kind of replacing one symptom with another. So instead of napping, I'm actually getting things done, and I'm feeling such a sense of accomplishment. So anyways, I'll talk to you about that too at some point if you're interested. So here, without further ado, if I can just stay on topic for 1 second. Birthday reflections. November 24th, 2019. I have my Nag Champa incense burning and Earl Grey tea in my beehive mug, which is what I had right here. This is my beehive mug. Might as well take a good picture of it now while it's still in one piece, because you never know what the years will do. And these are my singing bowls that I had right here as I wrote this in my birthday reflections. So I kind of ping. So yeah, so you know how I'm going to write about it. So I'm just going to explain to you. You can do a singing bowl like this and just listen to it. But what I was doing is going around and around and around. So you see how there's an even tone that you hear? That's what I'm going to be talking about in a second in my writing, because I was doing it with my eyes closed for whatever crazy reason, and there were kind of like errors and mistakes, because following along the rim, if you skip a little bit, you get. So you hear how you get that sound that's not supposed to be happening. It's like a mistake you're making as you're going around the rim. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be talking about. So as I listen to instrumental music, sit with our two pet budgies in my prayer room, I will play my singing bowls and reflect. Any points to journal will be included below. What can I say about life so far? The singing bowl sings out a stable tone as I make circular motions around its rim, but there is a roughness to the sound because my hand veers off from the rim from time to time. And in this way, the singing bowl reminds me of the life I lead. The straight path, somehow, eludes me. I can't seem to go straight. I go around. And I often feel my life is spent moving in circles. When I follow along the rim, as expected, one stable, appealing tone sounds out. As I veer away from my path, different sounds interrupt. You get that grinding sound. This morning I thought all made sense because I came to the realization that life is about mistakes. So make some of that nasty sound. We often feel cheated, betrayed, abused, neglected, mistreated in our younger years, and when we spend the rest of our lives trying to heal from those experiences. Why is that? Why do we learn this way? It is common to experience some trauma, and it is the way you choose to get through those emotions that builds you up and gets you ready for the next hurdle. Learning about fairy tales with happy endings sets us up for false expectations. The story does not end when you close the book cover of the fairy tale. After the happy ending, there is something that happens the next day. Our story always continues. I spent so many years of my life looking for approval and feeling that I was not good enough. In my adult years, I figured out that if the approval is not available to be had, stop looking for it. Some people just don't have or don't know how to be supportive, to respond, to acknowledge to your truth, or even know how to love unconditionally. Perhaps they have never received it and simply don't have it to give. It's not because I am deficient or unworthy of approval. It's because the nurturing voices are ready for me in a different place. So stop knocking on the same door. If somebody's showing you disapproval, somebody, you just can't win, if you keep on banging your head against the wall and every conversation becomes frustrating, let it go. Somebody else is probably, got a lot more of a nurturing relationship to spend with you. So, and then what I had to learn is I had to learn what I did to attract people like that into my life. I was very attractive to people who were critical, and that was something that I had to work on with me. So, Now I attract really loving, wonderful people in my life. So it is possible. So look, you have a relationship with people who are disapproving. You're doing something to attract that. You are. So find out what that is and then work with it. Right. I am so fortunate to have people in my life who love me, who spend time with me, who share their wisdom and knowledge through long conversations, through drumming together, walks in nature together, doing ceremony together, feasting, and walking together along this path we call life. I am a big fan of mistakes. They are our best teachers. Someone who makes no mistakes is either unable to recognize their mistakes, unable to be introspective and accountable, or simply cannot bring themselves to speak the truth. Now I am 49 years old. I have decades of living and experience to my credit. The shame that used to bind me from speaking has loosened its grip over the years. I am a truly beautiful person with so much love and understanding to give to people. I have carefully chosen my friends, and if you are at this table with me here on my birthday, you hold a special place in my life. And to you, I will say, if you are here on my channel and you've been following me, then we definitely have, either we're like-minded or there's something that is bringing you here, and I thank you very much for coming. I'm just very, very grateful for having this channel, for having this venue, this way of expression, this way for my creativity to come out. And I thank you very much for watching and for being here and for your comments that let me know that you're interested in what you're interested in. So you very much matter to me as well on my road. If I may share one thing, it is to be proud of your mistakes. And if you have learned anything from them, there is another thing that I have learned. Some people take advantage and are predatory to those who are gentle, naive, or kind. And if you have been hurt by someone, I will never say to forgive or to hate them. At least you might try to find pity that they are unable to behave with kindness. At the most, move ahead and let go of the pain because no one deserves to be treated badly. Everybody experiences being treated, everybody experiences being mistreated, and it is very damaging, or at least it can be. If we carry the thought that somehow the mistreatment is something that you deserve, and you don't. No one does. After 49 years, I can say that daily routines quickly turn into monthly and yearly patterns. The turns of the season has shown me that although music and fashion and trends may come and go, people are people. There will always be conflict. There will always be another person throwing out negative comments. There will always be someone better off than you and someone who suffers more. What matters is today, right now. Somehow you woke up this morning and met with a new day. What matters is that you make each moment count. I will share with you some of my realizations. When someone shows you who they are by what they say and what they do, believe them. If someone does not show up or only looks to receive from you without giving, take note. When something does not feel right, get out. If someone takes advantage of you, don't be available for it to happen again. Learn from it. Enjoy this moment. Make time to spend with those who speak positively about you, even when you are not around to hear it. That's a big deal. A friend is someone who treats you well, even when no one is looking. Take time to rest, journal, meditate, and be alone. Appreciate what you have and spend much less time wanting more. Feel that satisfaction. Make a realistic goal and enjoy the process of working towards it. It may or may not end the way that you intended, but you will enjoy the journey more and be disappointed less. Keep things in perspective. Nothing is all good or all bad. Living is spent in those shades of gray. Most of all, know that I love you and I am grateful that you have come to spend time with me here this evening. Mingle with others. You are my people, and I am so fortunate to have you in my life. Life is a better place for me because you are in it. And that goes for you too. That's not just for the people who are at my table this evening. My life is a better place because you are here. My life is a better place because we get to interact and you get to chat with me in the comments sections, and we get to meet with whatever we do on the lives that I have. I know I have been here a lot less frequently, and there are, of course, reasons for that because, when you're studying and working and doing stuff, sometimes there's just less time. But I'm trying to get back on track, and I will give to this channel what I can because it really, really does feel, it gives me something. It helps me, it feeds my soul somehow. Just hearing from you and that you are here for me, with me, and talking to each other in the comments below, it just really has been a way for me to sort of mark where I'm at in my process, in my journey. And I just really appreciate that this is even possible because, gosh, when I was young, thinking about having a YouTube channel, thinking about anything that was like this, where you could just, at the click of a button, speak to people internationally, that was just, it was not even a thing. And now it's just commonplace. Every day we all do it. So it's kind of like a magical experience, really. So I hope this finds you well. Onward and upward. Happy birthday to me, 49 years old. Isn't that great? I made it this far. I'm probably more than halfway through my life. I think I'd like to live to be 120 years old, but I don't know if I can afford to do so because I have no savings. None. So anyways, I wish you well, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.